Hey everyone, Victor is here and welcome to Synthesis Sunday video where I'm going to work through this fun synthesis where we are going to start with toluene over here and we're going to make, well, this monstrosity. If you want to work through the synthesis first, make sure you pause this video now because I am about to start my preliminary analysis. So the first thing that jumps at me right away is the acetal functional group. This one is an easy one and we can add it to our molecule via just a simple formation of an acetal from the corresponding ketone reacting with a diol like ethylene glycol. Next, I propose we actually keep this carbon from our starting material from the CH3 group of our toluene because generally speaking it's not a good idea to just get rid of the carbons in your molecule unless you absolutely have to. Generally it is a much better idea to preserve as many atoms as you can when you are planning your synthesis and avoid the situations when you are just unnecessarily cutting those off. So this bond can be most likely made via the organometallic compounds. Which one exactly? Well, we are going to talk about that a little bit later because we are going to see a few different options that will be able to accomplish that. Now, finally, I have this iodine over here, so we need to take care of this guy as well. The easiest way to install the moiety like that would be via some sort of electrophilic aromatic substitution, of course. However, if you thought that you can simply do it by adding iodine via a common reaction like with a Lewis acid, like with aluminum iodide or something like that, well, unfortunately, that's not going to work. This trick only works if we want to do chlorination or bromination, but if we want to add an iodine or maybe a fluorine, we have to use some other techniques. What we can use in this case is going to be one of these reagents. So it's either going to be iodine with hydrogen peroxide or nitric acid, or maybe even iodine with the copper chloride or something of that sort. These reactions, they all have different mechanisms depending on which combination we choose, but in a nutshell, they are all examples of the electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So they will still do what we need them to do. Alright, so now when we have a good idea of where to go with our synthesis, let's dig in. The first thing that I'm going to do here is going to be a simple benzylic oxidation giving me the carboxylic acid, benzoic acid in this particular case. Next, in order to make a new carbon-carbon bond, I'm going to react my carboxylic acid with ethyl lithium, and I need two equivalents over here, so I'm showing it 2x because the first equivalent is going to be used to do the acid-base reaction to deprotonate this proton over here, and then the second equivalent will be able to do the nucleophilic attack. As a result, I'm going to get this ketone, and I do have a dedicated tutorial on this reaction, so in case you don't know this reaction or need a refresher, you can check it out how it works, and the link is always going to be in the description below. Now, I've mentioned that there is going to be more than one possible method how we can make this new carbon-carbon bond because the new bond that we are looking at over here, so let's actually label that as a new bond. We can use another organometallic reaction to do that. Namely, what I mean here is going to be the organocuprates or Gilman reagents if you like, so we can first convert our carboxylic acid into the corresponding acid chloride, then react it with the Gilman reagent, and after our aqueous workup, we are going to get the same product as well. And I do have a tutorial on those guys as well, so if you do want to refresh your memory on that, you can check it out as well. And while there may be other methods that can accomplish the same transformation here, these are probably going to be the fastest routes, so I personally like the one with the ethyl lithium. If you like the Gilman reagent, that's cool by me. If you like something else, well, maybe you can come up with something faster, although I kind of doubt. Okay, so now when we have our ketone, we are going to add our iodine to our molecule, and I personally like the reaction with the I2 and hydrogen peroxide, so I'm going to use that one, giving me the following molecule where I have now my iodine in the meta position, because the carbonyl that we have, this carbonyl over here, that is the meta director, so that's going to deactivate ortho and para positions, so these positions are deactivated, which means that the only viable positions for us is going to be either this one or this one, which for our purposes here are absolutely identical. And now, finally, the last thing for me is to add my acetal by treating my ketone with the ethylene glycol using tazelic acid here as the catalyst, and I'm going to get my final product looking like that, and there you get it. So, what do you think about this synthesis? Did you like it, or was it a little bit too challenging? Let me know. Now, next week I'm going to look at this transformation over here. Do you have any ideas how to make it happen? Well, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Remember to boop the like button, check out this video next, and I will see you next time.